Hi soul family, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be late night messages from spirit using angel numbers. So the angel numbers to choose from are going to be 1111, 1212, and 1313. So whatever number you've been seeing repeatedly, just choose that number. The timestamps will be down below, and I'll see you in whatever angel number that you choose. Alrighty, hi pal 1111. So what I'm hearing is it's time for you to walk through. It's time for you to choose this new timeline, okay? It's not enough to just speak on it, to just think of ideas. It's time for you to put the action behind it, okay? The universe is presenting you with an opportunity right now. Are you aware? Are you looking at the new energy that's coming into your life? Because you guys are in a brand new beginning. You're in creator mode, so whatever is being presented to you right now, you have the opportunity to either shift your reality from what you're currently experiencing, or to co-create with the universe. So what I'm hearing is spirit saying that it's time for you to start putting action into your manifestation. Okay, you've set the intentions. Now it's time for you to act in alignment with it, and to do it. You know, whether or not you feel motivated about it, you know, it's your dream. No one's gonna come and create that for you, you know. Alrighty, hi pal 1111. So I was having some trouble starting your reading, and I just kind of feel like spirit is saying that don't be afraid to go back to the beginning and start over, okay? You know more than you did when you first started, so take what you learned from the lessons and apply it to the new energy that you are in right now, because you guys are in creator mode, okay? It's time for you to accept that things have ended and walk through this new timeline. A lot of you guys are sticking in the old timeline because it felt comfortable, but it's not. Your energy is way higher than the timeline that you're currently in right now, okay? So you know, you guys, this is my pile where you guys are leaders, okay? You guys are meant to teach about something. So, you know, like you may feel like that's a lot of responsibility. You may worry, okay, how can I teach other people when I can barely help myself? But it's like, as you help yourself, you can spread that knowledge to other people, you know, and we're all learning as we go. So it's all trial and error. So don't be afraid to change your mind about something. That's how you know you're open to growing, you know? The same beliefs that you had before aren't going to be the same ones you have 4 years from now, you know? You're allowed to evolve, you're allowed to grow. And those who are meant to be taught by you will see your growth and honor that, you know what, you know, they thought this was true at one point, but they've changed their minds. And either they'll accept that change or they won't, you know. It is what it is. But you know, you can't wait to be perfect to be able to then teach, because there's no such thing as being perfect, you know. And you downplay the gifts that you have now. You know, you have a lot to say. You have a lot that you can teach other people. And you know, it's not like, when we see our own creations from our own perspective, we always we feel like it's not enough, or we may feel like it's not as good as other people may perceive it. But you don't get to control how other people perceive your craft, right? And I just keep hearing spirit saying, stop downplaying your gifts, stop downplaying your energy, because your energy is magnetic, you're charismatic, okay? You're vibrant. You light up a room when you enter a room, okay? So spirit saying, walk through that gateway with your head held high, with all the lessons that you've learned, and you put yourself out there, okay? So that's what the angel number 1111 is showing up for you, to say. It's time for you to take action, to walk through this gateway, to choose this new timeline. You know, it's not going to be, spirit's not going to give you all the answers for then you can say, okay, now I can make a risk. Now I can take a risk, okay? Like, then it won't be a risk, you know what I mean? I just feel like spirit wants you to bet on yourself. Can you bet on yourself? Can you allow yourself to do that? You know, and it's going to go way better than you even expect. I just feel like spirit's saying that what you asked for is like chump change. You know, what you're about to receive is way better than what you've asked for, okay? You're gonna shock yourself, but you have to put yourself out there to even be able to shock yourself, you know. I just feel like you just need to put your craft out there and just surrender how it's being perceived, because when we get caught up on how it's being perceived is when we get certain fearful thoughts that come up that tell us, okay, maybe we shouldn't create this. But you can't have this timeline you want without creating it. So spirit's saying that it's time for you to walk through this gateway. It's open for you. What are you waiting on? Okay. So you just came out of a major rebirth cycle, okay? And you had to let go of limited beliefs, plant new seeds. But I feel like you guys came out of a time of shadow work. So you may have been seeing 1010 as well, but you came out of a deep shadow work to let go of your fears and purge limited beliefs, okay? And then because you purged all that, you're the seeds that you planted were now planted on good soil. So Spirit needed you to do the shadow work, to take rest after that deep shadow work, that deep healing. So this is my collective where you're coming out of a time of deep healing. And just know that that light at the end of the tunnel is here for you now. You just have to walk through the gateway. It's here. Like the manifestation that you've been waiting on, the timeline is here. That new opportunity that's being offered to you is coming through your creativity, that spark of inspiration. So Spirit's saying it's time for you to act on it. Don't worry about how it's going to be perceived. Just create. Spirit will do the rest. Allow them to co-create with you, but you have to put your art out there so that they can co-create with you. They can't push your art out there if it's never been created. You know, that's coming up. But you guys just closed out a major cycle, and I feel like you need to take the time to really celebrate yourself, because you did that shit. Okay, you did that shit, and you deserve a pat on the back. You deserve some love. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's get some spirit messages for you guys. Any messages for 444 as I look up? So you guys are still being heavily protected right now during this time. So I feel like maybe you may feel lonely, but Spirit's just protecting you right now. Okay, you're gonna be manifesting. I feel like in this new portal that you're walking through, it's gonna be your soul family. I'm getting the 10 of Pentacles energy, where you're just like, you're surrounded by a whole bunch of abundance. But this isn't just like money wise. This is energy. Is what I'm getting. When there are questions, and you're gonna laugh a lot more, because I'm hearing my mom laughing in the background, and that's the type of energy you're stepping into. You know, that those type of laughs where people, like, you're laughing with someone and you just start crying. You're gonna be in that energy again, where you're not taking life so seriously. I feel like you guys had to really grow up fast. You didn't allow yourself to really just exist and just live in the present, but what you're stepping into is that energy. You know, you're creating the reality of your dreams. But Spirit's saying that it's go time. It's go time now, okay? Like, you're gonna be backed more than ever now. Maybe before you were experiencing delays as you created, because you were being heavily protected. There was a part of you that needed to heal before you could be exposed to what you're manifesting. So if you guys are manifesting public recognition, you had to heal a wound in you that wouldn't feel like when other people attacked your craft, that you would take it personally. So Spirit needed you to heal that part of yourself. So when there are questions you need assistance with, go inward, sit with yourself, meditate on the question, ask for our help also, then trust your intuition, as most often the answer and guidance will be delivered to you intuitively. We're always with you. So Spirit's saying to get quiet right now and really just listen to your intuition. So whatever you need right now, it's coming through. It's coming through, okay? Let's see what fell. So we have trust yourself more. Know that you are in the right place at the right time. Opportunities will present themselves to you when they are meant to, all in divine timing. Get excited about your future instead of fearing it. So I feel like that fear you have around the unknown, maybe you feel like if I try, I'll fail. But Spirit's saying that we got you. If you just jump, we got you. They'll catch you, okay? So trust yourself more, you know? You are so much closer to a powerful breakthrough than you realize. You have been praying for things to heal, new opportunities to appear, relationships to improve, and these prayers will be answered soon. I just feel like what's coming in for you is a soul family connection. This is my collective where you feel lonely, like you always have to do it by yourself. You had to let go of so many people recently, and Spirit's saying that when we let go, when you are asked to let go of certain people, it's because Spirit's making room. What's about to come into your life is way better than what you wanted to settle for. If you are a giver, you are attracting givers as well, not takers. Okay? Let's see what these cards are. Well, this card. Sit in silence for a moment and listen. See the answer. The answers you have been seeking are finally coming to you. Truly trust and believe that you are going to make it and be exactly where you need to be. We are on this journey with you, hanging there not much longer. So I feel like you need to hear that every decision that you've made up until now was not a mistake. Look at how wise you are now. Look at how those wounds became like your battle, like, what do you call those? Like your battle scars became like, what do you call it? Like medals? Like, you know what I'm trying to say. Everything you've been through has shaped you into the person that you are now. Okay, you were a lot stronger than you were 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This version of you is now able to manifest their dreams, because guess what? You're not afraid to let go of certain people. You're not afraid to walk by yourself. You're not afraid to stand in your authenticity. And that's exactly why this gateway is open for you now. So those of you who are looking for public recognition, Spirit saying that it's here, get ready. Things are about to get really good for you. So on top of this, we have God, show me how good it gets. If you guys are my communication pile, if you're meant to write something, please get on that craft, okay? You're going to be happy that you started it, okay? Put yourself out there. Some of you guys could have been watching Twilight recently. It's time to let go of what you think your type is. Those types of connections are no longer serving you. You have outgrown them. Yeah, you guys have outgrown a lot of people. So Virgo energy is coming up as well. Self-love is the best medicine. And I think you know that. So some of you guys are experiencing ascension symptoms. Body temperature, change in body temperature, fuzzy headedness, headaches, rash, flu-like symptoms, increased amount of synchronicities, fatigue, mood swings, pressure around the head, enhanced spiritual connection and experiences. So those are some of the spiritual ascension symptoms that you're feeling. You are the luckiest soul in the whole universe. That's how you're gonna start to feel when you walk through this gateway. People are gonna come to you and just have what you need. But Spirit's saying that it's time for you to be on the path, because if you're not on the path, then how are people gonna show up and be exactly where you need them to be? Because you are always in the right place at the right time. So allow yourself to walk through this gateway so people can help you along the path. And I feel like the people that are coming in for you, they're destiny helpers. They're here to uplift you as well from a hard time, to lighten the mood, so you don't take life so seriously. That's coming in. Third eye opening. Subliminal, you shifted. So I feel like if you guys are feeling sick right now, Spirit's saying that it's because you're shifting. Okay. If you've recently broken glass, that's coming up. So unexpected money is coming to you. For those of you who are worried about your bills, Spirit's saying that unexpected money is coming to you. Don't worry. Okay. If the bill is presenting itself, it's because Spirit is giving you the money to pay for it. That's the type of mentality Spirit wants you to have. Okay. So those are my messages for pile number 1111. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Hi, pile number 1212. So sitting with your energy, why you're seeing the number 1212. So it's an ending for you right now. Spirit's trying to communicate with you that you've closed out a chapter. A major karmic cycle has ended for you. And this is a cycle where you didn't trust yourself, where you didn't trust your intuition, where you didn't trust your psychic abilities. I feel like this collective, you may have certain psychic abilities that aren't very like normalized. Not to say that like it's not normalized in the spiritual community, but like people who are outside of the spiritual community, maybe you had friends that really didn't believe in this type of thing, right? They weren't religious, maybe they were atheists. But it's like you guys would always be able to know what someone's feeling, know what someone's thinking, and just hear certain things, like certain experiences that you'd have. You can't really explain it, right? But because other people weren't, what I'm getting from this energy is like, maybe you had friends, right? And you would communicate to them, hey, I know you say that you're okay, but this is what I'm feeling about whatever, this, that, and the third, right? And this is how I think you feel. And they deny it because they're not willing to admit their certain feelings. So maybe you felt like you were gaslighted out of a lot of things that you felt to be true. That's what I'm getting from this energy. Spirit saying that's the end of a cycle, because you've learned to trust yourself. Regardless of who believes you, you've learned to trust yourself about certain people, because maybe you confront people on certain things and they always deny it. You know, but you're done with that cycle. You're aligning with people who validate your feelings and they don't make you feel like you're crazy because they're not willing to see a certain part of themselves. So this collective, you're aligning with your soul family, you're aligning with spiritual people, you're aligning with people on your vibration. So maybe if you're a Reiki healer, you're going to be meeting new other people who are Reiki healers. If you're a tarot reader, then you're going to be aligning with people who are tarot readers. Spirit saying don't be afraid to put yourself in environments that align with you. You're done with the heavy burdens. You're letting go of other people's pain and suffering, because you've been carrying everything for everybody, okay? Because you feel so deeply. So this is my pile where you have like your spiritual gifts might be like clear empathy. You know, you feel the emotions, thoughts, and feelings of other people. Excuse me, confirmation burp. And you've worn it for the longest. You've worn it as your own. You've taken on the emotions of other people, trying to make other people feel good, even though they wouldn't admit that they feel a certain way. You'd still try to soothe them in some type of way. And that only made you feel drained and resentful, because you were not putting you first, okay? You needed to be around people who are able to communicate their feelings effectively, healthily. And that's what you're aligning with now. So if you're seeing the number 1212, that's what's coming in for you. Let's get some messages. Any other messages for pile number 1212, Spirit? Pile number 1212. What are you going to say to pile number 1212? 1212? Pile number 1212? Spirit, pile number 1212. Okay, pile number 1212. Okay, pile number 1212. Okay, that one's to come out. Anything else? Okay. I feel like Spirit wants you to know that your hard work is going to pay off one step at a time. You're closing out a major cycle, so allow yourself to rest your mind, because a lot of you guys are feeling anxiety right now. So Spirit's saying that you need to balance your nervous system. Okay, listen to frequencies to calm your nervous system. I'll drop a playlist down below that I created for the collective, but it's like you're just being called to really rest and to sit with yourself on all the things that you've experienced, you know. Get into a meditative state and really just sit with your psyche, sit with your mind, and just take rest. Okay, don't worry about what's to come, because you guys are closing out a cycle. Maybe you're worried about what the next chapter is going to bring, what kind of challenges are coming, but that's not what's coming for you. Okay, good things are coming for you, good relationships, good connections, people who don't try to mind fuck you, because I feel like this collective, you dealt with a lot of people who try to mind fuck you. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's the type of energy I'm picking up on. But Spirit wants you to get with your creative craft. Allow yourself to play, allow yourself to really just embrace that inner child. Okay, I see a manifestation that's coming in for you, some type of financial support, and this is because you're developing a new skill. So Spirit's confirming that. Okay, if you've been getting intuitive nudges to continue to learn on something, do that. It's going to lead to the abundant timeline that you are manifesting. Okay, so Spirit's saying plant those seeds, because you'll see the growth faster than you think you will. You guys, you're playing by your own rules. Spirit is saying that you're not meant to fit into certain structures, okay? And I feel like you had to learn that. Like, people wanted you to be a certain way, and it never worked out. It never worked out because you cannot be controlled. You cannot be tamed. You know, maybe the people that you dealt with in your life always tried to control you. They always wanted you to act a certain way because they didn't accept a certain part of your personality. So you tried to dim your light so that they can accept you. But you realized at the end of the day, they weren't going to accept you in the first place. So you had to be yourself. And maybe through you being yourself or speaking your mind, these connections ended. But Spirit's saying that they ended for a reason, so that they can make room for the people who are for you. Okay, you guys are my truth tellers pile. You speak the truth, you feel the truth. Okay, you're meant to be with people who are like that. Something unexpected is going to happen for you, but something good. I'm getting that very strongly. I feel like you guys are just being called to have trust right now, because you're going through an ending. You may not see what's on the other side of the door, but it's something good. Spirit just keeps saying it's something good, something that you wouldn't expect. So on top of my deck, I see getting paid for being you. A lot of people made you feel like you weren't enough, that your personality was too much, or that you weren't all that in a bag of chips. But you had to see your own worth. You had to, because now you're gonna get paid for it, because you accept yourself. You want to be abundant. You have to be authentic. You know, you have to allow yourself to be authentic. You know, this is my pile where I feel like you might have a lot of fire placements. You need to be around people who allow you to just shine bright. Okay, you need to be around people who allow you to speak your mind. Okay, you don't feel good around people who make you feel bad for not speaking up or sharing how you actually feel about something. Because you know how there's certain situations where people be like, oh, you know, your baby is so beautiful, but it's like, you know, if they ask you about it, you're gonna be like, well, you know, like, the baby is not really a looker, but I know it'll grow into its looks. That may sound harsh, but it's like, you know, this is my power. It's like, you can't lie. You can't lie. So you rather people don't ask you stupid questions. I'm being honest with you. So we have, you already know the answer. Whatever question you're asking, trust yourself. You know the answer to this. Spirit is saying, snake energy. So you guys are going through a major rebirth energy. I'm seeing gold snake in my third eye, so that might be significant for someone. Just a major transformation energy. Maybe you're born in the year of a snake. Throat chakra blockages. So Spirit saying, practice expressing yourself, use blue light therapy, challenge your fears, meditation, frequencies, and affirmations to help clear this. Because you guys were silenced so much in your life, it's like, allow yourself to speak. Be honest. You know, authenticity removes people who are not meant to be in your life, to be honest with you. Your root chakra is balanced. I love that for you. And the planet Venus is coming in. So love is coming in. Ask for support. Spirit has your back. So we have peacock energy. And what I hear from this, this is, some of you guys could be a Libra, a Leo, but you guys are experiencing a spiritual awakening right now, where you're realizing that you've always been a peacock. Like, you've always been that bitch, okay? People had tried to dim your light in the past because you didn't see your own worth. So because you gave your you wanted to be validated by other people, you put your power in the hands of another person, they will always leave you feeling powerless. So you have to reclaim your power and allow yourself to speak, express yourself. Because maybe you were around people who didn't like honesty. They rather you lie to them, but that's not who you were meant to be. you know. And also what I'm hearing from this is Spirit saying that be careful who you share your wins with, because not everybody wants to hear about them, or see you happy is what's coming up. As you grow and evolve, people will naturally fall out of your life. Yes, it's okay. They will be replaced with those who match your new frequency. Mourn the connections. Know you deserve people who are willing to grow. So maybe you guys were growing and you're trying to bring people with you, but they weren't willing to move. We have to honor people's journeys and their own pace, okay? Just because you know all these things and you want to share it with people, don't mean that they are ready to hear them or ready to move on to that, you know. So yeah. So yeah, those are my messages for pile number 1212. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hi, pile number 1313. So after sitting with your energy, I just feel like light worker isn't even the word to describe you, okay? This is my collective where you do a lot of shadow work. I just feel like if you aren't, like, whatever your spiritual path is, if you teach people how to even, like, approach their shadow and to learn, evolve, and to let go, you will do a great job with that, because you just keep shedding more and more layers of yourself. You are a generational curse breaker, okay? If you're seeing the number 1313, Spirit wants you to know, sorry, I apologize, I'm a little nasally, but that could be significant as well. Maybe you're feeling that. That could be ascension symptoms. I always get tongue-tied on that word. So some of you guys could have a lisp, yeah, you guys are very much shadow workers, okay? You do the motherfucking work, okay? But if you're seeing the number 1313, Spirit wants you to know that you just came out of a major rebirth cycle, okay? You shed yet another layer of yourself. So this could be my collective where you have been purging the old version of yourself, and Spirit is saying that bitch you did, okay? It's time for you to start choosing this new life that you want, okay? Instead of reminiscing on the past things that you've already healed from, okay? Maybe those old stories felt familiar, but it's time for you to start writing new stories is what's coming up. But this is my power. I feel like you could have Scorpio placements that's coming through. You could have Aries placements as well. I'm getting that energy. But you guys, you're not afraid to challenge the deepest, darkest parts of yourself. And that's exactly why you were able to let go of something recently. That Spirit is saying, pat yourself on the back, because you did that. You ate it up. Reese's Puff. So you guys could be a tattoo artist, or maybe you're looking to become a tattoo artist. Spirit saying that whatever you're manifesting, Spirit got your back. Okay, you guys have done the internal work, so your reality has to shift. So some of you guys could be experiencing glass breaking around you. Spirit saying that's an indication of your shift, that you're elevating. But I just feel like what you're waiting on now is to see your external world reflect all the internal work that you've done, because this is my collective where your vibration is high. You've elevated, you've done the work, okay? Confirmation. So we have listened to your emotions instead of judging them. I feel like you guys have come out of a cycle where you used to feel like your emotions were weakness, but you realize that it's actually your guide. It's your guide to see how you feel, how to heal those triggers. So you had to really learn to sit down and feel. Instead of running or hiding yourself in work, but sit down and feel. Okay, Spirit was really protecting this collective. Like, maybe you felt like no matter what you did externally, you weren't seeing any changes, but Spirit had to lead you always back to you. That the answer was always you, that you needed to heal from something. So this is my collective where you've done a lot of intense purging because you refused to stay in the timeline that you were before. So right now you're waiting on the universe is what I'm getting. And I feel like this major rebirth had to do with your spirituality. You know, you guys have unlocked a completely different level in your spirituality. So maybe what your life purpose is to teach about spirituality, teach what you've learned, share the wisdom, just to help other people, like, with their internal world, instead of seeing it as something to change outside of them. Like, I just feel like you guys are very much shadow workers. 333 as I looked up. So maybe you're supposed to like communicate about that is what I'm getting. Let's get some messages. But whatever manifestation that you've written down, set the intention for, Spirit saying that you're going to start to see that pull closer and closer to you now, because you don't have to try as hard, because you've shifted internally. Things will just manifest for you now like that, okay? And I love that for you. Let's see. Any messages for group number 1313, Spirit? Any messages for group number 1313? Any messages for group number 1313? Any messages for group number 1313, Spirit? Okay. Anything else? I feel like... Oh, okay. I'm getting the message. Okay. So Spirit wants you to focus on the love that you do have in your life right now. So if you're seeing the number 1313, that's what's coming through. But also, you guys had to really deep dive into a limited belief that you had around love. Whether this be platonic or romantic, you had a wound that kept showing up in people. And Spirit wants you to know that it's the end of that cycle. You will not be repeating that pattern. The people that come into your life now, you'll be able to tell the difference between those who mean you well and who don't mean you well, because you guys are able to see deep in, like, the darkness. Like, you sit in the darkness. You're able to see people's shadows. So I feel like you guys may have like 12th house placements is what I'm getting, even though the number is 1313. So you could have picked another pile. However, I just feel like you guys are able to see behind the mask that people wear, because you've dived so deep into your shadow. You're able to see other people's like wounds and what they need to heal, what they're pretending, like what are they masking, you know? You're able to see through the bullshit. And I feel like this is what you also level up in spiritually after completing this major cycle of healing that limited belief within yourself. You know, I just feel like you guys are very much meant to be shadow workers. I'm not gonna lie. And that is the call from the universe. So you guys, you know, if you feel like that's what you're being drawn to help other people deal with their shadows, I say go for it. You're gonna do an amazing job. You know, but you guys had to really heal that inner critic within you. Because, you know, this is my collective where you may have suffered from very much dark thoughts, but you had to learn to really quiet that, to heal that. So you guys have spent years, I'm getting maybe months, on really just sitting with the shadow, loving on your shadow, being patient with your shadow, and you did a good job. Like, you need to pat yourself on the back. That takes a lot of work. Me and my mom was talking today. We were talking about the difference between spiritual people and people who just like claim to be spiritual. And it's like, if you're able to do your shadow work, I don't care what you did. Like, you know, if you're able to really deep dive in your shadow and make that change, even if me and you fell out before, I give you your props, because shadow work takes a lot of strength. So you are a strong spiritual being. Okay, you sit with your shadow. You're not afraid to. So I just feel like, you know, you guys are very spiritual. You're very spiritual. But you're not just the spiritual people who just wear crystals. You're the spiritual person that does the internal work, the healing. You're here to evolve, and you do evolve. Okay, so that's coming up. But Spirit's saying to focus on the good stuff that's happening in your life right now, instead of focusing on, oh, why is my reality not catching up yet? The 3D be slow, y'all. And you've done so much purging that, like, the reality is just trying to catch up with you. That's Spirit saying focus on the good things that are going good for you in your life right now. You know, don't hyperfixate on what you are ready to like shift. That's coming through. Some of you guys could be an Aquarius. Anything else? Let's see. You're unlocking psychic gifts. That's what I'm saying. After this major lesson that you came through, you guys are more psychic than ever. You're upgrading in your psychic abilities, okay? And I feel like you might be feeling very fatigued, very tired. Maybe you're feeling like, I want to start doing certain things, but I can't really do those things. Allow yourself to rest, because when you've purged so much from your body needs time to heal while you're sleeping. That's coming up. Set healthy boundaries. I feel like you've learned that lesson already. So you guys, I feel like before you didn't really know what your boundaries were, but after experiencing such shitty energy, such intense energy, you do know what your boundaries are now, and you know when to say no and when to say yes. And I love that for you. Put down your to-do list. Do something fun today. I love that for you. Take a social media break. It's okay. Allow yourself to be happy. Not everyone will be happy about your boundaries. That's their problem. They're only upset because they can't use you in the same way that they did before. And I feel like you know this. You're coming out of a lesson where someone tried to take from you until there was nothing left. Maybe they left you feeling drained. This may have been an energy vampire. However, after this experience, you've leveled up spiritually so much. Like, you've gained so much more psychic abilities. You've gained an upper hand spiritually. And it's like, this person, they can't touch you on the frequency that you're on right now. So you guys are being heavily protected. Remember to rest after making something creative or something new. So I'm getting Empress energy. Spirit saying that when you create, balance your energy. Okay, this is my collective, where you might, because I'm getting how much shadow work you've done. It's like maybe you kept pushing yourself to let go, to release. But Spirit saying that allow yourself to rest in between. Okay, your crown chakra is being activated. So I'm also seeing new car. Who this? Some of you guys are manifesting a new car. It's coming in. I love that for you. So we have, you are unstoppable. They tried to break your soul, but it didn't work. They just allowed you to level up spiritually. Haha, got them. Y'all, the thing is, people, when they meet spiritual people, they think that they're getting away with something. You know what I mean? And when you are able to see through their mask, see through their games, you don't engage in it anymore. And then when you level up, they're confused. They're like, how did you do that? How did you even know that? You know, and it's like one of those things where you confront people on certain things, but because they lie so much or they're not authentic, it doesn't serve a purpose, because they're just gonna lie again. So I feel like you guys have to learn to surrender that combative energy within you and to choose your peace. And peace is here for you now because you chose it. And you're done with that cycle. You're done with the harsh cycles. You're done with the heavy burdens because you chose to be done with those heavy burdens. You healed the part of your shadow that was addicted to the drama. So that's what's changing for you. And that's why you're unstoppable now, because you know what to look at to let go of. So your shadow and you are like this is what I'm getting. That energy. All right, Spirit. Any messages for group number 1313? Any messages for group number 1313? Any messages for group number 1313? Any other messages for group number 1313? Okay, let's see. At the bottom we have, where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. Don't compare yourself to others. That only adds pressure. Take each day as it comes and for what it is. You are a better person than you were yesterday. Growth isn't easy, but you got this. So Spirit saying, stop trying to, controlling. So maybe you're trying to control your outcome right now, your reality, but Spirit saying allow it to shift, allow the flow to happen. But also what was coming off of this card was stop comparing yourself to other people's journeys, because we don't know what they had to do to get to where they are. And also what people show us online isn't what they're actually experiencing. So Spirit saying that to focus on your own reality is what this whole lesson that you had to even learn was, not to control other people's journeys, not to worry about other people's journeys, but to focus on yourself. So that could be why you're seeing the number 1313 as well. Let's see. So we have, make today your new beginning. Try to leave any past mistakes in the past. Don't allow them to weigh you down any longer. Move forward today with confidence and knowing that you have better and brighter days ahead. I love that for you. New beginnings. Listen, with every ending comes a new beginning. So I love that for you. Keep moving forward even if you are unsure of your next step or where it may take you. Trust that you are walking the path you are meant to walk. Remember, we are walking it with you. Trust yourself more. I don't know, the walk to remember just came up in my head. Some of you guys may have watched that movie. Maybe you love that movie. I've watched that movie and that movie made me cry. Hard body, okay? If you think you are alone, you are not. We are beside you in all the challenges that you face. Trust that outside sources will always be working with you to ensure the best outcome of every situation. We have your best interest at heart. We love you. I feel like this was hard to read because maybe you feel like Spirit just threw you in the darkness. Maybe they weren't there for you, but I feel like that's just how you were perceiving the situation. This situation allowed you to really level up. So Spirit saying, ask yourself, how did I leave the situation feeling more powerful? How can I leave the situation feeling more powerful? Feeling empowered. What did this person come to teach me? You know, this is a way to reclaim your power from that person as well, you know? So we have, if you find yourself stuck in any situation you are unhappy with, ask yourself why you are still there. Is it fear of the unknown? Leaving toxic situation or people can be the best thing you can do for your soul and your spirit. Be fierce. So you guys have to let go of a lot of people. And Spirit wants you to know, whoever you let go of recently, yeah, they couldn't come with you, and you were right about them. Okay, trust yourself more. And when I even put this card up, I saw 1331, so that's a mirror number. I just feel like this person mirrored back to you what you needed to see in yourself that needed to be let go of, what needed to die. Okay, so if you attracted an energy vampire that was like angry, you had to surrender that part of you that was also angry, that was also combative, you know what I mean, that was always like tit for tatting, you know. When you were a tit for tatter, you manifest people who want to go neck and neck, you know, with you. So you had to surrender that part of yourself. So those are my messages for pile number 1313. Thank you for watching this week's video, and I'll see you in the next one.